Aloha, beautiful people. Welcome to another episode of A Better World with Adrienne. This is your home for healing, for growth, for transformation, for up-leveling your leadership and your ability to make your vision real. So why? Why do we want to do this? Why do we want to make visions? Well, first of all, it's fun. First of all, it's our destiny. First of all, it's your birthright. And guess what? It's part of a better world. It's part of a better world. It's literally the whole point is, yeah, it makes your heart happy. And why does it make your heart happy? Because it makes the heart chakra of the world happy. When we all live our dreams, when we all do our part, that's when we make a better world. And this episode is a deep dive into the April 2024 astrology. I am recording this on April 1st, 2024. It is April Fool's Day, and it also just so happens to be the very day that Mercury stations retrograde. And so it's a cosmic joke. And I'm really been enjoying channeling these astrology episodes. You all have been really enjoying them and loving them and getting a lot out of them. And so there's just so much astrology happening in April, and I'm excited to share with you. It's really when we study these energies, we can be in right relationship with them and co-create with them and click into divine timing with spirit and click into the highest timeline for ourselves, for one another, for unlocking new earth. And it's a really, really, really important time in all of this. So let us call upon the altar before we begin this starry galaxy-led transmission. I have a white unscented candle burning on the altar. Remember, the altar is the stage we set for spirit. It is thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, spirit, for this opportunity to connect, to learn, to serve, to grow, to heal, and to expand together. The white unscented candle is purifying the space, calling in all healed ancestors, all healed guides, a clean, clear channel for this transmission. I have my Lumerian seed crystals on the altar. There are 12 of them. And it really is this essence of ancient codes of connecting the earth to the stars, connecting other realms to this realm. I have a white rose on the altar. A rose represents unconditional love. A rose represents the divine feminine with thorns. The reason why a rose has thorns is because it gets to be protected. Not everything gets to come in. So let us remember the beautiful bloom that happens when we allow there to be thorns, to have sacred boundaries. And the white represents a fresh new beginning. I have my rose quartz crystal in my left hand, igniting the divine feminine, igniting the heart chakra of the world, acknowledging that I am channeling this from Maui, the land of Mu, which is the heart chakra of the entire world. I have citrine on the altar today. Citrine is the stone, the entity of abundance beyond money, beyond time, beyond connection. It's like limitless, lavish prosperity for all, for all, for all. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. Now let us take our 3 deep breaths together. What makes this podcast different? Our sacred connection, connecting our mind, body, and spirit. So no matter where you are listening, whether you're walking, whether you're skipping, whether you're jumping, whether you're standing in the kitchen making a meal, whether you're driving, whether you're, going on a quick stroll around the neighborhood, drop in, shake out your arms, let the whole day go. Inhale through your nose. Exhale out the mouth. Just allowing yourself to be here now. Inhale through your nose. This time, feel your feet connect to Mother Earth. Feel a red light surround your feet, reminding you that you are safe, you are loved, you are supported, and you are connected to Mother Earth. Exhale out the mouth. One last inhale through the nose. All the way up through your third eye, opening your ears, opening your crown chakra, connecting yourself to the realms of the stars, to the cosmos, to the galaxy, to spirit, to source, to the universe. Remembering that you are part of something greater. Keep holding because you're strong and because you can. Exhale out the mouth. And wherever you are, gently open your eyes if you closed them. We are officially connected. We are officially in ceremony. We are officially going deep into the April 2024 astrology. So April 2024 astrology. I wrote down the theme because every month has a theme. It's refine for hyper time. Refine for hyper time. April 2024 is going to be the moment when we look back as, okay, wow, there was a lot of shocking change. There was a lot of shocking upheaval in eclipse season. There was A, B, C, D, E. We had this conjunction. We had this gnarly astrology. We had this retrograde, but guess what? We refined and we were able to click into hyper time. What is hyper time? It's like moving at the speed of light, moving at the speed of trust, moving at the speed of the stars. Like, we are being rearranged right now. So if you didn't listen, go back and listen to the March 2024 astrology episode. It was all about eclipse season. It was a Friday fire. It was a little bit shorter. This one's more of a deep dive. We're being rearranged. This is called cosmic surgery. So if you are listening to this and you're listening to this at the beginning of April 2024, this episode is going to drop on April 3rd, 2024, and you feel like your life is unraveling, if you feel like you just feel off, if you feel like shit's weird, if you feel the chaos of the collective, this is written in the stars, okay? We are in eclipse season. We are in the dead center of eclipse season. Eclipse season is two moons that are not stable moons, that are right next to either the north or south node, and they're electric shocks through the collective where spirit literally unplugs humanity and plugs us back in because we're on the wrong path. Spirit's like, oh my God, this thing isn't working. It's just like if your printer isn't working. It's just like if your phone isn't working. It's like, oh, did you try turning it off yet? Did you try unplugging it? That's what spirit's doing to us. So if you feel quote unquote unhinged or unplugged, it's because we are. Literally, it's written in the stars. Literally, spirit is saying, we must rearrange this thing. We must rearrange it. And so it's like refine for hyper time. Timelines are picking up quicker and quicker and quicker. We're gaining more speed quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. Our manifestations are happening quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. The good, the bad, and the ugly. So it's, if you are thinking and ruminating on things that are what you don't want, they're coming to be quicker. If you are thinking and ruminating on the amazing dreams that you do want, they are coming to be quicker. Okay, so this is what I mean, hyper time. We're going into a timeline in a way of life that is more hyper speed, that is more quantum, that is more aligned with what we're moving toward in 2027, which I'm not a Gene Keys expert. I'm not a human design expert. However, in 2027, that's when things are really, really, really going to change here on Earth. And so between now and then, it's a big time of revolution. Not saying that revolution is going to end in 2027, but we really are being called into our divine assignment. So I want to go full deep into this astrology with you to prepare you. I want you to walk away from this episode with like a lay of the land, like, hey, this is what's going on, and this is how I can move with it. This is how I can group with it. All right, you ready? Steady, go. So we're starting this in the heart of eclipse season. We just had the South Node lunar eclipse in Libra. This one was a karmic purge in the realms of relationships and justice. So a lot of people are feeling extremely tender. A lot of people are feeling disoriented. And we start April with Mercury retrograde. Mercury, the planet of communication, sharing, learning, data, the internet, is retrograde for literally all of April, basically, from April 1st to April 25th. So everything I talk about in terms of the April astrology is going to be through this lens of Mercury retrograde. And you know, pop astrology, everybody and their mom talks about Mercury retrograde. First of all, people don't even know what it actually is. And second of all, people make it this thing to be scared of. And third of all, people use it as an excuse to make low vibrational decisions. And none of that stuff is what we do here in this community. So let's talk about what is Mercury retrograde. A retrograde is when it appears from our perspective on Earth that Mercury is moving backwards when it's actually not. It's all an illusion, right? But what happens when Mercury or any planet goes retrograde? A retrograde is a second chance from spirit. It's a time to review. It's all the words: review, refine, redefine, realign, reflect, redo, review. It's like all the re's. Spirit's like, you missed a spot. You missed a spot, you missed a spot in this specific part of life. And so is Mercury retrograde in Aries. Aries is the masculine, is the warrior. It is action. It's where the North Node is as well right now. It's also where Chiron is. North Node, our collective destiny. When we take bold action in the sacred warrior of our dreams and leadership, we ignite our destiny. Chiron, the wounded healer, is exposing all of the wounded masculine energy in the collective. Cough, cough, Donald Trump, cough, cough. For us to heal. And so Mercury, the planet of communication, is going to bring a loudspeaker to all of this in Aries. It's going to go back through Aries and it's going to speak about all this masculine energy. It's like, something that I really feel for Mercury retrograde in Aries is Aries doesn't seek permission. Aries doesn't think, Aries does. So be aware of having a quick, sharp tongue during Mercury and Aries. It's like, oh, fuck, I said that and I can't take it back. And that really, really, really stings. I stung someone else. I stung myself, right? So just be aware of that. And at the same time, Mercury retrograde in Aries is asking you and all of us to review how we are speaking in terms of passion, how we are speaking in terms of action. And it's Mercury retrograde in Aries is going to cause us all to look at where we have said shit and not done it. Where have you been saying shit and not doing it? Where have you been seeing things in the wounded masculine and not saying anything about it and not speaking in such a way that protects what you care about? Because Aries is the warrior. It's the protector. Are you not protecting with words? Like, as I speak, so I create. Our words matter. It's not semantics. It's our life. And so it's really this double-edged sword of like not having a quick tongue where you're going to sting. And it's like the words can cut deep, real deep. And in Mercury and Aries, this blade is on fire, okay? However, it can cut through bullshit too. And if you're somebody who has said things and never done them for a really, really long time, you're going to be called to task during this Mercury retrograde in Aries all of the month, where it's like, where have you said shit and not done it? Where have you said shit and not done it? Where have you said shit and not done it? Where have you seen gross abuse in masculine energy on planet Earth and not said anything about it? Mercury retrograde in Aries. And also, like, where have you been not willing to lead in terms of how you speak? So this is major. This is major, major, major. So we're refining. Spirit's like, you need to look at how you speak about look at and change how you speak in relation to action, divine masculine, passion, and protection, and war. Aries is war. We're seeing a lot of war on planet Earth right now. So there could be a lot of announcements. There could be a lot of news coming out about war. Okay. So none of this is to scare you. I just want to remind you, I'm an empowerment astrologer. This is about information and knowledge. It's just like a weather report. Okay. If you see that a blizzard's coming, you're going to make sure you have a fridge full of food. You're going to make sure you have boots and a coat, and you're going to make sure you have like all the supplies to make a fire. You're going to make sure you have water. Same thing with astrology. I'm just preparing you with knowledge. And there's a reason why all of the ancient rulers had astrologers guiding them, because this stuff matters and it's real. It's real. So Mercury retrograde, all of April, we get a second chance from Spirit in how we communicate in the realms of Aries. Aries is all about bold action, bold moves, audacious, radical leadership, and putting yourself first, not because you're selfish, but because you only pour from a full cup. Aries is not about being selfish. It's like, I only pour from the full cup of I am. And it flies in the face of the conditioning of being selfless and being a good person, because there's this whole programming and whole conditioning about like, oh, you got to be selfless and put everybody else before yourself. And it's like, that's the worst disservice you can do to anyone, to your kids, to your family, to the people you serve, to the whole world. Because pouring from an empty cup is an illusion. It's extracting your own life force. It's not even real. It's impossible to pour from an empty cup. You're not pouring. You're not pouring. You're circulating dirty energy. Like exhaustion energy, burnout energy. You know what I'm saying? So all of this is the realm of Aries. So we have the whole month, we have Mercury retrograde in Aries. On the 8th of April, we have the North Node new moon solar eclipse in Aries. This is going to be visible above the whole continental United States. So basically what's going to happen is during the middle of the day, the sun is going to get covered and blocked by the moon, and it's going to go dark. And you know, I'm seeing all these things about people, oh, I'm going to go watch the eclipse, and I'm going to go watch the eclipse. I'm going to go here. And there's like these eclipse festivals. And in my mind, I'm like, dear God, do not go watch the eclipse. Like, sure, peek your head out your window and look at it maybe a little bit just to see the spectacle of it. But when you think about it, eclipses are portals of unstable energy. And it's an access between a karmic purge and a destiny surge, right? So a lot of people really assume that like, hey, we had the karmic purge 2 weeks ago in Libra. That's over. You think that shit's not still flying around? You're wrong. It is. And it's a double door. Like, things can happen in the realm of Libra around the North Node eclipse, just like they can happen in the realm of Aries around the South Node eclipse. All of it is super unstable. All of it is sudden change, sudden revolution, sudden insight. It's like they're very Uranian. Uranus is the planet of shock, upheaval, change, revolution. And so I'm seeing all these things about people going to watch the eclipse, and I'm like, 10 out of 10, not recommended. 10 out of 10, not recommended to go watch the eclipse if you live in the United States and it's visible. One of my teachers, she actually covers her head over every single eclipse just because the energy is so chaotic, and it's like, she doesn't think it's an intelligent risk to just have your crown chakra and your access to Christ consciousness open when all of this karmic energy is floating around, right? So it's happening at 19 degrees Aries. And so it's a new beginning, but it's a major, you know what it is? It's a reset button. It's a reset button that we're not in charge of. What are we in charge of? We're in charge of how we meet it. So we study it, we know the energies, and then we let things happen. We let things happen in our life. We let our lives be rearranged. This is why so many people in my world, and my clients, they're like, oh my gosh, like this happened, this happened, this happened, like feeling really uncertain, and things are changing really quickly. And it's like, let them change. Let it change. It's for the highest timeline. It's for the highest good. And so refine for hyper time. We're going to be refining with Mercury retrograde in Aries with this North Node new moon solar eclipse. It's a similar energetic signature, similar astrology to the very astrology that happened when Donald Trump was elected and inaugurated as president of the United States of America. It's no accident that this is visible above the United States, okay? Astrology is real. It's just a matter of how is astrology expressed on the human plane. It's not whether if it is or whether or not. And when you study the arc of history through the lens of astrology, you start to realize like, oh, wow. Oh, wow. So it's not about fear. It's just about awareness. And it's like, we can expect sudden, shocking news in the realms of Aries. And guess who is an eclipse baby? Donald Trump. He is a shocking, change-making, unstable person. And you know what? He's a pinnacle representation of the wounded masculine we're called to heal, and the spiritual warfare that we're going to go through in unlocking new earth. And so I know in my soul that Donald Trump's soul chose on the other side and raised their hand and said, I will be the catalyst for new earth in this way. I will be the gross, horrendous example of this low vibrational energy that cannot be ignored, that people finally change the world. That's what I believe and know about Donald Trump's soul. I don't know if Donald Trump's consciousness on human plane is aware or can engage in this type of conversation or knowing, but I just know that's what it is. That's what it is. So that's shock, upheaval, change. Do not do new moon rituals. Do not plant seeds in this energy. This is just a major reset from spirit, and it's a major change. And it's like, we're going to look back on this for years and years and years and decades and decades and decades as like, oh, that happened. So take really good care of yourself around this time and just be smart. We're having a surge we're having a total reset, unstable energy in Aries, the planet of war, and it's conjunct Chiron in Aries, which is the wounded healer, which is the wounded masculine, which is war, okay, and aggression. So just be aware. Just be aware of this, all right? 2 days later, we have the Mars conjunct Saturn in Pisces, okay? This is at 14 degrees Pisces. Mars, the planet of war, aggression, passion, and action, is going to be conjunct Saturn, the planet of limitation, boundary, structure, and no. Saturn's like, no, do the work. No, build the structure. No, like you shall not pass. It's a limitation. It's a stop sign. And so the planet of war and action is conjunct the planet of limitation and boundaries. It's a harsh aspect in the sky. And in the realm of Pisces, Pisces is the dreamer, is the mystic. It rules addiction and escapism when it's not healed. And so this energy is all about, where do you need to take action? Where have we not taken action to build the dream? Pisces is the mystic and the dream realm. With Saturn and Pisces, this whole 2.5-year transit is about building the structures to actually hold the dream, something that mystics and the spiritual community have resisted and avoided at all costs for decades and decades and decades and decades. And this is why I come back to the quote again and again and again from Martin Luther King, is those who love peace must learn to organize just like those who love war. So whether you like it or not, historically, up to this point, people who love war know how to organize, know how to push their agenda forward, know how to work the system to get what they want. The light must do that. The light must fall in love with organization, fall in love with channeling lots of resources, including money, fall in love with building structures to get what we want. And what do we want? A better world. Not only do we want it, we're responsible for making it. Okay, this is like come to Jesus moment, astrology edition. Okay. It's written in the stars. So that's happening on the 10th of April. We then move into, so this whole month is colored with Mercury retrograde in Aries, all right? And then on the 25th of April, Mercury will station direct and we'll start moving forward. And all of those lessons we got about communication in terms of action and passion and drive and protecting what matters, what's right, we'll be able to move forward with all those lessons in a better way. Around the 20th of April, there is a gorgeous Jupiter conjunct Uranus in Taurus. So Jupiter, the planet of luck, abundance, expansion, and opportunity, is going to be conjunct, which just means next to, which means they're working together in some way. They're in relationship with one another. Uranus, the planet of shock, upheaval, change, and revolution, in the sign of Taurus. Taurus rules earth, rules the body, rules self-worth, rules wealth and money and our values. And so there's going to be some kind of shocking change that unlocks abundance around that time, whether it's with Mother Earth, and it might not be comfortable, but it's going to ultimately be unlocking a new level of abundance on Earth, unlocking a level of abundance that doesn't extract from Mother Earth, that honors her as the matriarch of building a world we're proud of, and unlocking a new level of abundance that's out of these old, outdated systems in the finances. Like, that's happening. Jupiter conjunct Uranus at 28 degrees Taurus, I believe. So right at the tail end of Taurus. That's really, really, really exciting. And it's also at the beginning of Taurus season. So by the time we get to the last week and 10 days of the month, we're going to be transitioning. The sun will move from Aries into Taurus, and Taurus is fixed earth. It's all about step-by-step daily action in the 3D plane. And so it's really this call for, like, yes, we have all these visions. We got to bring them down to earth, and we got to do it daily and consistently and have a little grit and be willing to do the hard work, right? Coming in from me, your resident Taurus rising, who was raised by a triple Taurus father, which I just find amazing. I'm like, wow, triple Taurus vibes. We also be stubborn as hell. But Taurus is the mountain. It's the mountain. It doesn't move. It's stable. It's peaceful. It's rooted in Gaia. I really feel into the Kapha energy. If you're into any of the Ayurvedic doshas, all of the planets will then start entering Taurus one by one toward the end of the month. And something else to note during the Mercury retrograde in Aries is that there's going to be all of these conjunctions. With Mercury moving backwards, Mercury, the planet of communication, will be going to all of the other planets in Aries and putting a loudspeaker on their message. So when Mercury is conjunct Venus, it's going to be having a loud message about the love, beauty, art, and money in Aries expression. Okay, as every time it touches a planet, it's going to have a loudspeaker on that planet. And I'm not going to go into the nitty-gritty of every single day of every single transit. If you want to know how this is all impacting you specifically, book a reading with me, book a one-on-one session with me. It's 90 minutes. We do astrology, we talk about how it's impacting you specifically, and we do breath work to code it into your body so you can integrate and manifest with it. Now, do you need to do breath work? No. Do most of my clients do breath work? Yes, because it's a game changer. It changes lives on repeat. So if you want one-on-one, go book a session with me. Link in the show notes. So this Mercury conjunction energy is going to be happening with in Aries all month. And then at the end of the month, we're going to start transitioning to Taurus energy. So we're going to go from this hot, searing, bold, audacious Aries energy. It's like April's kind of like slam on the gas, but the parking brake is up at the same time, because it's like slam on the gas. Oh, Mercury retrograde in Aries. Slam on the gas. Oh my God, we have the North Node solar eclipse. Slam on the gas. Oh, here we go again. Mars conjunct Saturn. It's like this slam on the gas parking brake energy where we're like, I feel tension, I feel speed and slow at the same time. And so that's what I mean by refined for hyper time. We're in a state of refinement. And so by the time we get into Taurus season, we're going to be in more of a hyper timeline. It's going to be a whole new timeline. It's going to be a whole new way of orientation with life and creation and the realm between the 5D and the 3D and all of that. And so we will end the month with the final lunation of the month is the full moon in Scorpio on the 23rd. And this full moon in Scorpio is going to be our first moon, our first stable moon. That's not an eclipse in over a month, in 2 months. So this is where we're really going to get a chance to we're not going to be planting any seeds by any means. It's a major release point. A full moon is a major release. And in the realms of Scorpio, it is death, rebirth, transformation. It's the 8th house. It's other people's money. It's total alchemy. It's the surgeon. It's the scorpion. So the scorpion takes its pincers and it sees a problem and it sees a wound and it's like, ooh, I see it. I'm going to get it. And it goes, oh, and it really, really hurts. However, it's so precise, they get it the first time and it's done. So that's the vibe of the full moon in Scorpio. It's going to be a deep release. And I really feel like we're going to be releasing a lot of shadows that get exposed in this month, to be honest. And maybe even some remnants of the previous eclipse cycle, because if you remember, we had the Taurus Scorpio eclipse cycle right before this Libra Aries one. And that was the South Node was in Scorpio. So I really feel that strongly for April 2024. And then Mercury will station direct on the 25th and we'll keep moving. We're going to start to pick up the pace. But when I really lean into the themes of April 24, it's like Review, communication, change, speed. Values, speaking, protecting the dream, leadership, doing what you actually say, doing what you actually believe in. Like, one of the biggest problems is people say that they believe in shit, but they don't actually, because they don't live on it. People say they have values, they don't act on them, so they're not real values. It's all an illusion to make you feel better. It's all an illusion to make you feel like you're doing the right thing when you're actually not. And that's very bold to say. This is very Mercury and Aries for me to say, but like, it really comes down to, do you have the courage to live your values when it's not popular? And this is shit that we were taught when we were kids, that it's like, yeah. But how many people actually live that way? How many people actually are willing to speak out and be like, yo, I see genocide in broad daylight. That's wrong. Not very many people are willing to say that, let alone say it consistently, let alone make decisions by it. That takes balls. And this is what is required of us as we move forward in New Earth. We got to leave this groupthink mentality. We got to leave this herd mentality where we just follow in a trance and we just do what the masses say, and we don't want to stand out because we don't want to be banished. And it's like, we just had Easter, and I was really thinking about the idea of Christ consciousness. I'm like, what does that even mean? Jesus was an outcast. Jesus saw crazy, unacceptable shit happening, and he flipped tables. Jesus hung out with prostitutes and loved them and understood them and spent time with them and didn't, berate them. He loved them, and he was an outcast. People didn't like him. People didn't understand him. And so now what we're experiencing on Earth now is like, I see all these people and they're like, yeah, I came here to be a spiritual leader. I'm like, cool, show me. Show me that you're willing to do it. Like, there's a reason why not everybody will do it, because it's scary, because it's uncomfortable, and because they are simply unwilling to leave the comfort zone of doing what most people do. That's the truth. And with Mercury and Aries, it's like, put not only your words, but your fucking moves where you say your heart is. No more do we play that childlike game. Like, we cannot. Like, there's too much at stake. There's way too much at stake. And I feel like emotional talking about this, but it's like, how bad does it need to get? How bad? And I'm going to speak right to you, the listener. How bad does it need to get for you to do something? How bad does it need to get for you to say something? How bad does it need to get for you to leave your small, tiny concerns of being uncomfortable or judged to do shit that really matters in this world? Like, for real though. This is a really important time. And you will look back on this time as either the time where you became the leader you came here to be, or you chickened out. You stayed in the corner. And I know if you listen this far in my podcast, you're someone who came here to lead. And I know there's some part in your life that you're playing small right now. And you can't allow it anymore. You just can't. I mean, you could, but you will be going against the force of your soul and the force of love and the force of truth. And not only does that not make a world we're proud of, but it literally hurts yourself and spirit, in my opinion. So, got a little emotional, got a little that's Mercury and Aries. I'm going to get heated. I'm going to get passionate, and I'm going to speak in protection and service of the agenda. That's what this is, okay? So this is the April 2024 astrology. Welcome to it, my friends. Refine for hyper time. We must refine for hyper time. We must allow ourselves to be changed for hyper time, because come Taurus season, we're going to be deepening into a different expression of what it means to live our values on earth, and things are going to speed up quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker and quicker. And we got to be ready, y'all. We got to be ready, y'all. So now, this podcast is awesome. This is a lot of information. This is how you can go from learning about it to living it. Okay. I have 3 invitations for you, all at different investment levels, ways that you can go deeper into this work with me to change your life and change the world in this seriously important time. First things first, New Earth Temple, my global membership of spiritual leaders. We come together for breathwork ceremony with every moon. I share private podcasts on every moon. If you're a VIP, you can get a monthly one-on-one audio reading from me. Now is the time to join New Earth Temple. Now is the time to gain a community. Like, one of the reasons why people don't lead is because they haven't found the correct community. Like, going alone won't work. You won't make it alone. I'm going to be real with you. We won't make it if we try and go alone. We got to go together, and we got to find the aligned community. Okay. This is a community of mystics who make moves. This is not a moon circle. This is not a horoscope. This is, we sit in reverent, right relationship with the medicine of the stars, and we embody it, we honor it, we learn from it, and we code it into our bodies so we can create with it. Okay, so join New Earth Temple. It's $99 a month or $255 a month as a VIP. We are meeting for the eclipse. I have an exclusive masterclass in there, all on the eclipse season. So go to the link in the show notes and sign up. Okay, second way you can go into this is book a one-on-one session with me. Book a 90-minute session with me. I have spots available in April and May. You heard it here first. I'm going to be taking the summer off of one-on-one sessions because I am really focusing on my certification. I'm leading my first certification of my modality this summer. If you're interested in applying for that, link in the show notes. There are 5 spaces available. 1 has already been claimed, so 4 spaces left. Book a one-on-one session with me and learn where all of this is impacting you. Like, my one-on-one sessions change people's lives because we go deep into the astrology. We code it into your body. I bring my systems and my high performance coaching, and this shows you what's possible for your life and how to click into this divine timing. Okay, so go book that, especially if you've never experienced my work and you want to see what it's like to work with me one-on-one. Definitely book a session. Okay, and then the last way is one-on-one mentorship. This is for you if you know you want to work with me deeply, one-on-one, long-term. This is for you if you're seeking a mentor. This is for you if you want a high-ticket investment. This is for you if you want to go all in on your destiny. If you want me as your personal astrologer, your personal daily coach, your personal breathwork facilitator, your personal systems creation coach, your personal shaman, like all of these things. This is for you for high touch, high luxury, total transformation of your life and your spiritual leadership. So if this is you, go to the link in the show notes and apply. I only have 3 one-on-one clients at a time because the energy is so potent, and these are 6-month containers. So when these spots fill, like, the earliest that I would be accepting someone new would be in 2025. So hop on this opportunity if this is you. And yeah, let's go into astrology and let's really kick ass, because we decided to co-create with what's alive. And we decided to meet this moment because we were chosen to meet it. And this is your destiny, and it's not time to play small. Your playing small doesn't help anybody. Your playing small is actually arrogant, because you are a child of the stars and you came here to quantum create. So let's create, my love. Remember, this is a free will empowerment space. Nothing's guaranteed. You got to show up for it. All right. Let's go into April and make this the best month yet, no matter what happens. Because we go together and with the stars and with love at the helm. Love, 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 love at the helm. Go be an amazing you. Be the change, be the light, be the joy. Make a stranger smile. And I will see you next time on A Better World with Adrienne.